Hello. December 13th, 2025. The sky over Providence, Rhode Island is the color of a dead television channel. A man is driving a gray Nissan Sentra. To the naked eye, he's just traffic. But the naked eye doesn't matter anymore. We have digital eyes now. And they never blink. A 48-year-old former Brown University student became the subject of one of the most intense, tech-driven manhunts in New England history. On December 2025, this man was not a random actor. He was a ghost from the university's past, a man whose grievances had fermented in silence for decades before erupting into violence.
A massive manhunt is underway at this hour for an active shooter.
A massive manhunt is underway at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, for an active shooter.
I can confirm that there are 2 individuals who have died.
Right now, we are hearing that there has been a shooting reported at Brown University.
He thinks he's invisible. He's got a mask, he's got a gun, he's got a grudge. But he made a mistake. He rented a car. And in 2026, a rental car is just a tracking device with leather seats.
Now, if you look closely, the suspect is dressed in all black. He's wearing a mask that is covering his face. Police just released this a little while ago.
At Brown University, the shooter entered the Barros and Holly building and opened fire in the Tanner Auditorium. He took the lives of 2 students, Muhammad Aziz Umurzakov and Ella Cook, and wounded 9 others. Muhammad Aziz Umurzakov was an 18-year-old Brown University freshman, double majoring in biochemistry and neuroscience, with dreams of becoming a neurosurgeon. A brother to 2 sisters, his family described him as incredibly kind, funny, and smart. A person who always lent a helping hand to others. In fact, tragically, Aziz was only in the auditorium to support a friend. Ella Cook was a 19-year-old sophomore at Brown University. She was studying French, mathematics, and economics, and was scheduled to graduate in 2028. A big sister to 2 siblings, her family describes her as protective and selfless. The shooter moves to Massachusetts. He targets Professor Nuno Loureiro at MIT. Another brilliant mind extinguished just 2 days later. Professor Nuno Loureiro was a 47-year-old Portuguese nuclear scientist and theoretical physicist at MIT. Loureiro was a devoted husband and a father of 3 daughters. His death was described by Portugal's president as an irreplaceable loss for science. Law enforcement was facing massive pressure from the public and the media, but then a tip from Reddit took the case from 0 to 100. Tipster, identified as John, posted on a Providence subreddit about seeing a suspicious man with a gray Nissan Sentra with a Florida license plate near the campus. By 2025, Flock Safety had established itself as the premier provider of AI-powered license plate recognition in the United States. With hundreds of thousands of cameras installed across the country, the system acts as a decentralized, privately owned surveillance dragnet. Unlike traditional traffic cameras that only record violations, Flock cameras record everything, creating a historical database of the vehicles. Most cameras only scan license plates. Flock's AI analyzes and identifies make, model, color, and unique features like bumper stickers, roof racks, vehicle damage, and even the wheel type. This allows police to search for vehicles even if they don't have a plate number. The detectives aren't just dusting for fingerprints, they're searching for a vehicle fingerprint. They type in gray sedan, Nissan Sentra. The AI doesn't just read the plate, it reads the soul of the car. The AI rewinds time. It sees the car in Providence, it sees the car in Boston, it sees the car renting itself out in Logan Airport back in November. The system connects the dots faster than a human can. The suspect is no longer a needle in a haystack. He's a red dot on a map. The suspect, Claudio Manuel Neves Valente. Valente arrived in the US in 2000 to attend Brown University's doctoral program in physics. Professor Nuno Loureiro, a victim from MIT, was a former classmate of Valente. The Barros and Holly building, where Valente opened fire in the Tanner Auditorium, was the very same building where he had studied physics 25 years prior.
Investigators have identified a possible suspect in a mass shooting at Brown University that left 2 students dead. There is a link to the murder of an MIT professor.
The algorithm tightens the noose. Once the plate was hotlisted in the system, every flock camera in New England began scanning for it. It tracks the center to New Hampshire. The manhunt was a massive collaboration with law enforcement from 3 states and the FBI. Valente took a lot of precautions. He wore a disguise, he was careful to avoid cameras, and switched out license plates to elude capture. But even if you think you're a mastermind, it's no match for AI. Valente was finally tracked to a storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire, where he had taken his own life.
An individual was identified as Claudio Neves Valente, and I will tell you that he took his own life tonight.
On Tuesday, January 6, 2026, the U.S. Attorney's Office released transcripts of a video found on the electronic device in the storage unit, where Valente was found deceased. Valente admitted he was planning the attack on Brown University for 6 semesters, but didn't give much detail on the motivations behind the attack. This case demonstrates the concept of surveillance creep, transitioning into the age of AI. In modern times, anonymity in a vehicle is effectively becoming impossible. This raises significant privacy concerns, as noted by consumer advocates like Louis Rossman and others. Rossman shuts down the typical law-abiding citizens have nothing to fear excuse, emphasizes that these centralized AI systems are fundamentally different from a normal security camera. He argues that citizens cannot opt out of being tracked by flock cameras on public roads, making surveillance mandatory or unavoidable. The system creates a database of innocent movement to catch the guilty. For every Valente tracked, millions of law-abiding citizens have their daily commutes logged, stored, and analyzed by a private company's algorithm. And there arguably isn't enough transparency or oversight. How many stories do you hear about companies being held up by ransomware, or entire databases ending up for sale on the dark web? Flock says that they don't own the data. Flock argues that they're merely the provider. The police department or the HOA owns the data. They argue that the system is an effective, auditable tool for public safety and crime prevention that does not collect personal identifiable information like names or addresses. All the data is encrypted and stored in the cloud for a limited time, typically 30 days before being deleted. And it does not sell, share data with third parties. And Flock also refuses to provide backdoor access to federal agencies. The Valente case is a success story that justifies the dragnet. In the end, we did catch a cold-blooded killer. But what do you think? Are you willing to give up some of your privacy to help catch a killer? Are you willing to risk your daughter's entire driving routine ending up for sale on the dark web? Leave a comment below. Stay safe and stay salty.